Again, the amount of respect that I have for these fighters goes deep. I respect their skill sets. I respect their talent. Not only that, I respect their marketability because I'm a businessman as well. I respect the marketability of all of these fighters because they know how to talk shit. They know how to market themselves. They know how to make big events. You know what I'm saying? They know how to put asses in the seats. They know how to get people to show up to their fights. You know what I'm saying? They know how to stir up some shit. You know what I'm saying? They know how to do these things. Okay, the amount of potential within all of these dudes is unlimited. It's unlimited. But, even though they have unlimited potential, it has become more than apparent to me that these dudes have no desire, no passion to actually be great. It's become apparent. So if something is apparent now, it's visible, it's noticeable. I can see it, you can see it, everybody can see it. It's noticeable that these dudes do not possess the wherewithal, the desire, the passion to be great in the sport of boxing. They don't have it. They not built like that. But the sad part about it is, once upon a time, I believe, you believe, everybody believed that they did have that passion, that they did have that wherewithal in order to be great in the sport of boxing. And every day we have to ask the question, well, who's the best? Who's the best? Who's top in the division? Who's the real champion? I've been watching boxing for years, okay? I can't tell you who the best is in the respective divisions. You can't tell me who's the best in respective divisions. I was talking to one dude on the comment section. Them motherfucker said the best is the person who fights the best competition. Fuck no. Fuck no. Because you can fight better competition, but you're not the best until you fight the best competition. La nigga, until you fight the best competition, you're not the best. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You're not the best. Fighting the better competition does not make you the best. Fighting the best competition makes you the best. So let's be clear about that shit. This nigga said that shit to me, and I'm like, that shit rang a bell in me. That when he said that shit, oh, he's the best because he fought the better competition. That shit rang a bell in my head. Like, this is what these niggas really think. This is how these niggas really feel. These niggas really feel like because they fight, because they favorite fighter, or because the niggas that they look up to fight a little bit better competition than the other guy, then that means that they're the best. Fuck no. Fuck no. The best competition, the best fighters fight the best competition. Thus, we can determine, you can determine, I can determine, we all can determine who the best is. That's how we determine this shit. That's how we determine this shit. Errol is a disappointment, my nigga. Errol is a disappointment. And I don't care what none of y'all niggas say. Errol is a fucking disappointment. Errol Spence came into the welterweight division, knocking bitches out, calling bitches out, talking cash money shit. I want Keith Thurman. I'll fight you. Anybody, everybody gonna get it. What the fuck you talking about? Somebody bring up Terrence Crawford. Earl whole energy change up. Oh man, Terrence, well he gotta do this. He gotta do that. Earl gotta get a belt. I mean Terrence gotta get a belt. And then, okay, he got a belt. Okay, cool. So now that he got a belt, I gotta fight. I don't know Earl ain't sound like this, but this how he sound to me, making up these excuses. Oh, I know you ain't got a belt, but hold on, I gotta fight Sean. I'm gonna fight Sean. Then I'm gonna fight. Then I'm gonna fight Danny. And then I'm gonna fight Keith Thurman. And then after that, I'm gonna fight. And then after that. You know what I'm saying? We can do it now. After that. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I don't think y'all understand the type of energy that Earl came into the welterweight division with when he got there. Earl was still a prospect calling out all the big dogs. So here's the thing. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do as a prospect. You're supposed to call out the top dogs in the division. You're supposed to try to get the attention of all the top dogs in the division. You're supposed to do that. Okay, that's your job as an up and comer. Okay, in order to get your name out there, in order to get that prestige, and possibly even get the fight. Shit, if you get it. But if you like number 10 or you number 8 in the welterweight division or some shit like that, hey, you supposed to call out them top dog, them champions. You know what I'm saying? So Earl came into the game calling all these dudes out. Okay, and they didn't fight him, but Earl worked his way up to that level. You know what I'm saying? And now he's seeing all these dudes that he was calling out. He's seeing the Sean Porters and the Danny Garcias. Cool. Okay, but when somebody bring up Terrence Crawford, for some reason there's all these hurdles show up. All these little things show up in place of fighting Terrence Crawford. And now all of a sudden Earl don't want to fight Keith Thurman because what? Keith Thurman gave him a hard time? But hold on. Danny Garcia and Sean Porter didn't want to fight Earl either. But he fought Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, but why not Keith Thurman? See, so that's what I'm not understanding about Earl energy. So now he picking and choosing who he's want to be mad at now? So you're not mad at Danny Garcia because Danny wasn't trying to fight you at that point either. You're not mad at Sean Porter because Sean Porter wasn't trying to fight you at that point either. But you mad at Keith Thurman now because Keith Thurman didn't fight you at that point because he had both of them belts. So what the fuck is we really talking about, Earl? All of a sudden, you don't want all the smoke now. Now you worried about your ranch. That's all we hearing about is your ranch. When before all we was hearing about is who you want to fight next, and you want to get this dude, and you want to unify all the belts, and you want to be undisputed, and you trying to get this belt. I haven't heard Earl say nothing about undisputed, and I don't even know how goddamn long. I mean, y'all tell me, when the last time you heard Earl talk about undisputed? Because I haven't heard it. They asked Earl who he wanted to fight next after his fight. All he could talk about is going home to his ranch. Terrence Crawford pulled up on this man at his fight, but when they asked him, so what does that do in order to make a fight possible? He was like, well, nothing. I don't know why you heard. That's what Earl said. Like, that's hella disappointing. Hella disappointing. Let me check the comment section real quick, man. Let's check it. Boxing with Sean says, Earl is doing the same thing Thurman did after winning the title. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Boxing, lobs, loser. What the fuck is this? Loser stars? MXB? You fool, bruh. I don't know what you mean by that, bro. You're gonna have to elaborate a little bit more on you. Strap season. Hey, I wanted to be strap season. That's what I want. I want Earl to collect them belts. If that's what he gonna do, that's what I want. But when you say you're gonna collect them belts and then you turn around and you do some other shit, you start picking and choosing who you gonna fight here and you start doing this and doing that, how am I supposed to take you seriously? Boxing with Sean says, but Earl went to Canelo's fight to do what Bud did. See what I'm saying? Boxing with Sean, I don't know if you're trying to prove my point, but you're proving my point right now. What the fuck is you doing going to Canelo fight? How are you going to Canelo fight when you got people in your division that you haven't seen yet? You got people in your division that you don't even want. You got a dude in your division you don't even want to talk about. You don't even want to bring up his name. You asked Errol Spence about Terrence Crawford, he changed the subject. And them just facts. But yet you talking about fighting Canelo Alvarez 2 and 3 weight divisions over you? What type of bull ass shit is that? Canelo over here trying to campaign at 168, but you want to fight Canelo? Come on with that bull ass shit, man. You want me to believe that you're trying to do something great by trying to fight Canelo? You're doing the same bullshit Amir Khan did. You're doing the same shit that Kell Brook did when he went up 2 weight divisions to fight Triple G. You trying to sell your on some real businessman shit. But here go the thing. Fans are not stupid like that. I can look at what you're doing and see it's some bullshit, period. I can look at what you're doing and see it's some bullshit. You're not fooling me. You know what I'm saying? I have a full understanding of what the fuck Errol is doing. And based on what I see, it ain't nothing that anything boxing fans would want. It ain't nothing that boxing fans would want. Errol trying to go after Ugas now, because Ugas been elevated to the WBA super champion. So now you want to go after Ugas. Now you want to unify with Ugas, but you had Terrence Crawford on this side ready to fight you the whole time. You wasn't interested in unifying then, but now you want to unify? What the fuck going on, Earl? And I had so much respect for Earl. This the thing. I really liked Earl when Earl was coming out and he was calling out Thurman. He was all this, all that. But now Earl doing all this maneuvering and ducking and dodging and all this old bullshit, and I ain't got no respect for him, period. I ain't got no respect for him. And then he doing all this stuff, talking about how he don't want to fight Keith Thurman. How you don't want to fight Keith Thurman? How you don't want to fight one of the top guys in your division? How the fuck does that work? How you justify that? Because Keith Thurman hurt your feelings? Get the fuck out of here. Keith Thurman hurt your feelings? So now all of a sudden, you don't want to fight Keith Thurman because of that? If a motherfucker disrespected you or trashed you some type of way, to me, that's more of an incentive to fight. That's more of a reason to get in the ring with somebody. Oh, that motherfucker ain't want to fight me. He ain't want to give me no chance. So I'm finna get in there. I'm finna knock his ass out. You got in there with Sean Porter. You got in there with Danny Garcia. So why the fuck can't you get in there with Keith Thurman? That's real disappointing. Real disappointing. Earl is definitely, by far, probably my top 2 disappointments for right now in boxing. Period. Errol Spence is a disappointment. I don't care what none of y'all say. But let's move the fuck on. Let's keep it pushing. Let's check these comments real quick, and then we're gonna move the fuck on. Boxing with Sean says Canelo fight is a super fight, but a Bud fight is a legacy fight. This era's SRL versus Hearn unification. Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay. It's definitely a legacy fight. And the Canelo fight is definitely a I'm going to say big money fight, because there's no reason for that fight to happen other than money. There's no reason for that fight. Literally no reason for it. I don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. No one really wants to see the shit. But they insist on giving it to us, force feeding that bullshit ass fight, force feeding us that bullshit ass fight in order to see what type of money they can generate from it. I'm telling you right now, if a Canelo and an Earl fight happens, I'm not even watching it. Fuck that. I'll watch the highlights the next day on YouTube. I don't give a fuck about that fight. I'm not interested in seeing Canelo Alvarez stop Errol Spence. I'm not interested in that shit. I've seen it too many times. Dudes go up 2 and 3 weight divisions to fight these big dudes and getting stopped. I've seen it too many fucking times. And I'm not gonna watch that shit again. Because I know the reality of the fight is it's a money fight. And Errol doesn't mind getting stopped for a few extra $1 million. And the ability to say, well, he was Canelo. He was a bigger guy. He was bigger. He's a bigger guy. So, you know, I don't want to see that bullshit. I already know these little bitch ass excuses that these dudes are going to come up with. I already know. As boxing fans, all we want to see is the best versus the best. That's all we wanted to see. That's all we want to see, the best versus the best. And when fighters like who I mentioned in this video, when they have all the opportunities to fight the best competition and they still refuse to do it, it makes us lose respect for them as fighters, and it makes us lose respect for the sport of boxing for allowing shit like this to happen. And we're fans of the sport, and it's just not fair to us as fans that we got to deal with this goofy ass fucking shit. These motherfuckers holding hands and not wanting to fight each other.